Right this moment, you stand at a crossroads. Not a physical one, but a point in your thinking that will shape everything that follows in your life. What you do with the next thought, and the next and all the thoughts that follow. That's what matters most. I'll tell you something that might shock you. Every circumstance in your life right now exists because of how you've been thinking. That's right. Your bank account, your relationships, your health, your career, they're all perfect reflections of your habitual thoughts. Not some of them, all of them. Most folks don't want to hear this. They'd rather blame their boss, the economy, their upbringing, or bad luck. But successful people know better. They understand a fundamental truth. We don't get what we wish for in life. We get what we are in our deepest, most consistent thoughts. Here's what's beautiful about this truth. The moment you accept it, you gain incredible power. Because if your thoughts created your current situation, new thoughts can create a new situation. It's that simple and that profound. I've watched thousands of people transform their lives with this understanding. Some went from poverty to wealth, others from illness to health, still others from frustration to fulfillment. The starting point was always the same. They decided to take responsibility for their thinking. That's what this moment is about for you. Not next year, not tomorrow, not in an hour. Right now. Because the thought you're thinking right now is either moving you toward the life you want or keeping you exactly where you are. There's no middle ground, no neutral territory in the battlefield of your mind. You might be wondering how a simple thought can create such dramatic changes in your life. Well, let me show you exactly how this works. Think of your mind as the most powerful broadcasting station ever built. Every minute, every day. It's sending out signals that shape your world. These signals aren't radio waves. They're your thoughts, attitudes, and beliefs, Joe. And just like a radio signal attracts similar frequencies, your thoughts attract corresponding circumstances into your life. This isn't magic. It's a practical process that happens through your actions, reactions, and the opportunities you either notice or miss. Let me give you an example. Two salespeople work in the same company, selling the same product in the same territory. One thinks these are tough times. Nobody's buying. The other thinks some people are always ready to buy from someone who can solve their problems. By the end of the month, who do you think makes more sales? The second person, consistently. Not because they're lucky, but because their thoughts guide their actions. The first salesperson sees rejection and gives up. The second sees valuable information and adjusts their approach. Same situation, different thoughts, different outcomes. This happens thousands of times each day in your life, often without you noticing. Now here's where most people get stuck. They try to change their results without changing their thinking. That's like trying to drive to a new destination while following the same old route. You'll always end up where you've always been. Your old thought patterns are like deep grooves in a record. They keep playing the same tune over and over. Maybe you're playing, I'm not good enough, or I never get the breaks, or it's too late for me. These aren't facts. They're programs running in your mind. And you can change them. Start by becoming aware of these patterns. Listen to your self-talk. When you catch yourself thinking limiting thoughts, stop right there. Challenge them. Ask yourself, is this really true? Or is it just a habit of thinking I've accepted? There's a powerful technique. Whenever you catch a negative thought, immediately replace it with its positive opposite. If you think I can't afford it, replace it with I'm learning to create more abundance. If you think I'm too old to start, replace it with I have valuable experience to leverage. But be careful. This isn't about reciting empty affirmations. It's about honest, constructive thinking that leads to action. Every new thought must be backed by genuine belief and followed by concrete steps. Your mental diet is just as important as your physical diet. What are you feeding your mind? The news, office gossip, complaints from negative people. These inputs shape your thinking more than you realize. Start being selective about what you allow into your mind. Read books that strengthen your understanding of success principles. Listen to messages that build your confidence. Spend time with people who think bigger than you do. Your mind will naturally begin to operate at a higher level. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a real experience and one that's vividly imagined. Use this to your advantage. Spend time each day visualizing yourself acting and succeeding at your highest level. See yourself handling challenges with confidence. Feel the satisfaction of achieving your goals. The key is consistency. You didn't develop your current thought patterns overnight, and you won't change them overnight either. But you can change them surely and steadily, one thought at a time. Think of it like steering a large ship. A 1-degree change in direction might not seem like much at first, but maintained over time, it takes you to a completely different destination. That's exactly how lasting change happens. Through small, consistent shifts in your thinking, each positive thought is like a step in the right direction. Each constructive idea moves you closer to your goals. Each moment of conscious choice builds momentum towards success. Your old thought patterns will try to reassert themselves. That's natural. But remember, it must not laws. You can change them by consistently choosing better thoughts, focusing on solutions instead of problems, possibilities instead of limitations. This is the foundation of all lasting change. Get this right and everything else becomes possible. Ignore it and nothing else will work, at least not for long. Success has a price tag. Most people aren't ready to hear this truth, but you seem different. You're here because you want the real story, not fairy tales. So let me tell you straight, everything worthwhile has a cost. The question isn't whether you'll pay the price, it's whether you'll pay it on purpose or by accident. Here's what I mean. Right now, you're paying a price. If you're not as successful as you want to be, you're paying the price of missed opportunities. If you're not as healthy as you could be, you're paying the price of neglect. If you're not as fulfilled as you deserve to be, you're paying the price of settling for less. These prices add up day by day, year by year. But there's another price you can choose to pay, the price of excellence. This price includes disciplined thinking, consistent action, and unwavering commitment. It means doing what others won't do today so you can live like others can't live tomorrow. Commitment first. Half-hearted commitment is like trying to drive a car with one foot on the gas and one on the brake. You'll make noise and burn fuel, but you won't get very far. Real commitment means burning your bridges. It means deciding that success is your only option. When Thomas Edison was working on the light bulb, he didn't say, "I'll give it a try." He said, "I will find a way or make one." That's commitment. When asked about his many failed attempts, he said he hadn't failed. He'd found thousands of ways that didn't work. That's the mindset of success. Now about persistence. Most people quit just when they're about to break through. They plant a seed, dig it up every few days to check if it's growing, then declare that gardening doesn't work. Success doesn't work that way. You need to trust the process even when you can't see results yet. Water coming to a boil. It heats up degree by degree, showing no sign of change, until suddenly it transforms. Success works the same way. You'll work and work, seeing little change, until you hit your boiling point. Then everything transforms at once. This is where daily habits come in. Your life today is the sum total of your habits. Want to know where you'll be in 5 years? Look at your daily habits. They're the compound interest of personal development. Small actions, repeated consistently, create massive results over time. Start with your morning routine. The first hour of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Successful people take control of this time. They feed their minds with positive input. They review their goals. They plan their day. They don't react to life. They direct it. Your habits need to align with your goals. Want to be wealthy? Develop the habit of studying money management. Want to be healthy? Create habits around exercise and nutrition. Want to be successful in business? Make a habit of learning about your industry every day. But here's the part most people miss. It's not just about creating new habits. It's about breaking old ones too. If you spend 2 hours watching TV every night, that's a habit shaping your destiny. If you start your day checking social media, that's a habit affecting your success. Every habit either lifts you up or pulls you down. The price of success also includes handling criticism. When you start changing, some people won't like it. They'll try to pull you back to their level. Remember that crabs in a bucket pull down any crab trying to escape. Don't be surprised when people do the same to you. You'll face setbacks. They're not negative thinking, it's realistic planning. Success isn't a straight line up. It's a series of advances and retreats, but always moving forward overall. Each setback is a setup for a comeback if you have the right mindset. The price includes continuous learning. The world changes fast. What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. Successful people stay ahead by constantly updating their knowledge and skills. They invest in themselves first. You'll need to become comfortable with discomfort. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. Each time you push past your limits, those limits expand. What scared you last year becomes routine this year. That's how you grow. Time management is part of the price too. You'll need to say no to good things so you can say yes to great things. Every minute spent on low-value activities is a minute taken away from high-value goals. But here's the good news. While the price of success is high, the price of failure is higher. Failure doesn't require payment up front. It sends you the bill later with heavy interest charges. Success is expensive, but mediocrity costs more in the long run. The price never goes down, but your ability to pay it goes up. As you develop better habits, make smarter choices, and build stronger skills, what seemed difficult becomes easier. The price remains the same, but you become more capable of paying it. You're paying a price either way. The question is whether you're paying for the life you want or the life you're settling for. Choose wisely because you will pay with your time, your energy, your dedication, and your choices. The price of success is always less than the long-term cost of regret. Scientists tell us we use just a tiny fraction of our brain's capacity. Think about that for a moment. You're achieving what you're achieving right now with just a small percentage of your potential. Imagine what's possible if you tap into even a little more of that unused. Let me tell you about a man I knew. He worked as a janitor, barely making ends meet. But instead of accepting this as his fate, he spent his lunch breaks reading books about business. His coworkers laughed. A janitor reading about corporate strategy, they said. 5 years later, he owned a successful cleaning company with 50 employees. 10 years later, he sold that company for millions. What changed? Not his circumstances, at least not at first. What changed was his understanding of his own potential. He stopped accepting limitations placed on him by others or himself. Here's another story. A woman in her 60s, a grandmother, decided she wanted to become a lawyer. People told her she was too old. Law school would take years, they said. She replied, the years will pass anyway. Today, she's winning cases and helping others achieve justice. She succeeded not because she was special, but because she refused to put an age limit on her potential. These aren't isolated cases. History is filled with examples of ordinary people doing extraordinary things once they understood this simple truth. Your only real limitations are the ones you accept. Consider Thomas Edison again. He had almost no formal education. He was partially deaf. His teacher said he was too stupid to learn anything, but he went on to hold over 1,000 patents and change the world with his inventions. Why? Because he didn't accept other people's definitions of his potential. Or take Henry Ford. He failed multiple times in business before succeeding. He hadn't even finished high school. Yet he revolutionized not just transportation, but the entire manufacturing industry. When experts said his ideas were impossible, he proved them wrong again and again. The difference between these people and others isn't talent or luck. It's their refusal to accept artificial limitations. They understood something vital. Your potential isn't fixed at birth. It grows when you challenge it. Think of your potential like a muscle. When you push a muscle to its limit, it doesn't stay limited, it grows stronger. Your capabilities work the same way. Each time you push past your comfort zone, your capacity expands. Most people never discover their true potential because they're too busy acting out their limitations. They say things like, I'm not good at math, or I'm not a natural leader, or I'm not creative. These statements become self-fulfilling prophecies. But here's the truth. You aren't born with a fixed amount of intelligence, creativity, or ability. These things grow when you challenge them. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. Your brain physically changes and grows when you learn new skills and push your boundaries. I've seen people transform their lives once they grasp this truth. A man who could barely read at 40 became an author by 45. A woman who feared public speaking became a successful motivational speaker. A high school dropout became a successful entrepreneur. What sets these people apart? They stopped asking, can I do this? And started asking, how can I do this? That simple shift in questioning opens up new possibilities. It moves you from limitation thinking to solution thinking. Your brain is like a supercomputer, but your self-image is its operating system. If you program it with limitations, it will create limitations. Program it with possibilities, and it will create opportunities. Every time you say, I can't, you're programming limitations. Every time you say, I can find a way, you're programming possibilities. Your subconscious mind listens to these statements and works to make them true. Most people vastly overestimate what they can accomplish in a year, but greatly underestimate what they can achieve in 5 years. Why? because they don't understand compound growth. Small, consistent improvements lead to massive changes over time. If you improve just 1% each day, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year. That's the power of compound growth. You don't need massive changes. You need consistent small improvements. Your potential isn't a fixed destination. It's a direction. The more you move toward it, the more it expands. The more you achieve, the more you realize you're capable of achieving. Right now, you're sitting on a gold mine of untapped potential. Your brain has the capacity to learn any skill, solve any problem, achieve any goal that you're truly committed to. The only question is, will you accept this truth and act on it? Stop thinking in terms of what you are now and start thinking in terms of what you can become. Your potential isn't limited by your past. It's limited by your vision of the future and your willingness to work toward it. The greatest tragedy isn't failing to reach your potential. It's failing to recognize how much potential you have. Let's get practical. Knowledge without action is like a car without gas. It looks good, but gets you nowhere. I'm going to give you a specific formula for success that works every single time it's applied correctly. Not sometimes. First, you need clarity. Most people's goals are fuzzy, like a badly tuned radio station. They say things like, I want to be successful, or I want to make more money. That's not clarity. That's wishful thinking. You need to be as specific as a surgeon's knife. Write down exactly what you want. Put numbers to it. Put dates to it. Instead of I want to make more money, write I will earn $8,000 per month by December 1st through my business. Instead of I want to be healthier, right? It will walk 30 minutes every morning at 6:30 and maintain a weight of 160 pounds. Now here's where the reprogramming begins. Take these clearly written goals and read them aloud twice daily. Once in the morning right after waking up and once at night before bed. This isn't just reading, it's programming. When you read your goals, see them as already accomplished. Feel the emotions of achievement. Create a morning ritual that sets you up for success. Wake up the same time every day, preferably at 5. 30 or 60. This gives you a head start on the world. In these quiet morning hours, your mind is most receptive to new programming. Here's your morning success ritual. Just 10 minutes. You sit quietly, breathe deeply, and visualize your goals as already achieved. Read your written goals in one chapter of a book that feeds your mind with success principles. Final 30 minutes. Plan your day in detail, scheduling your most important tasks first. This hourly investment will multiply your productivity for the remaining 23 hours. It's like sharpening your axe before cutting down the tree. Throughout your day, guard your thoughts like a hawk watches its prey. When negative thoughts appear, and they will immediately replace them with constructive ones. Don't fight the negative thoughts. That only gives them power. Instead, gently but firmly replace them with positive alternatives. Here's a powerful teach success card. Write your main goal on a small card and carry it with you. Read it every time you take a break, eat a meal, or wait in line. This constant reinforcement helps reprogram your subconscious mind. Now, about the compound effect every day. Take at least one small action toward your goals. It doesn't matter how small. If you want to write a book, write one page. If you want to build a business, make one sales call. If you want to learn a language, learn one new word. These small actions might seem insignificant, but they're not. They create momentum. Think of a heavy flywheel. The first turn takes enormous effort. The second turn is slightly easier. Keep turning, and eventually, the flywheel's own momentum helps keep it spinning. Create a daily scorecard. List 5 key activities that move you toward your goals. Score yourself each day. Did you read your goals? 1 point. Did you follow your morning ritual? 1 point. Did you make those 3 important calls? 1 point. Keep track of your score daily. This scorecard prevents self-deception. It's easy to think you're taking action when you're just staying busy. Your scorecard tells the truth. It shows you exactly how many productive actions you're really taking. Document your progress. Keep a simple journal. Write down your wins, no matter how small. Write down your insights and lessons learned. This creates a success manual customized to you. It also builds your confidence as you see your consistent progress. Here's another key. Make your environment support your goals. Clear your desk, except for your current project. Put inspiring quotes where you'll see them often. Remove temptations that distract you from your goals. Your environment shapes your actions more than you realize. Create accountability. Tell someone you respect about your goals and your daily actions. Ask them to check on your progress regularly. Knowing someone else is watching can keep you going when motivation fades. Track your numbers. If it's business, track your sales calls, proposals, and closing ratio. If it's health, track your exercise, meals, and weight. If it's relationships, track the time you spend genuinely connecting with others. Numbers tell the truth. They show you where you need to improve. Review your progress weekly. Every Sunday evening, spend 30 minutes examining what worked and what didn't. Adjust your approach based on results, not opinions or feelings. Success leaves clues. Learn to read them. Remember this formula to feelings. Feelings lead to actions. Actions lead to result. Start with the right thoughts and the rest will follow, but you must maintain those thoughts consistently, like keeping a fire burning. When you face setbacks, you would waste time feeling bad. Instead, ask yourself, what's good about this? What can I learn? Every setback contains a lesson that makes you stronger, but only if you look for it. Build rest into your formula. Take one day each week to completely recharge. Your mind needs this time to process and integrate changes. Think of it as essential maintenance for your success machine. This formula works if you work it, not occasionally, not when you feel like it, every single day. Success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. The compound effect of these daily actions will transform your life so dramatically that in a year you'll hardly recognize your old self. The key is starting now, not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect. Right now, take your first small action before you finish reading this. Write down your specific goal. Create your morning ritual. Make your success card. The formula works, but only if you start using it. Now you stand at the threshold of a new reality. But let me tell you something important. This new reality doesn't crash into your life like a tidal wave. It seeps in quietly through the small cracks of your daily choices until one day you look around and barely recognize your old world. The first thing you'll notice is heightened awareness. You'll start seeing opportunities that were always there but invisible to your old mindset. It's like someone turned up the contrast on your life. Everything becomes clearer, sharper, more meaningful. You'll notice how people around you talk. You'll hear the limiting beliefs in their words. You'll recognize the excuses you used to make yourself. But instead of judging them, you'll feel compassion because you'll understand that they simply haven't awakened to their own power yet. Your conversations will change. Instead of joining in complaints about problems, you'll find yourself asking, what can we do about this? People will notice this shift in you. Some will be drawn to your new energy. Others might pull away, and that's okay. You're operating at a different frequency now. Watch how your decisions change. Where you once saw barriers, you'll spot pathways. Where you once felt stuck, you'll see options. This isn't positive thinking, it's elevated thinking. You're not ignoring problems. You're rising above them to see solutions. Your influence will begin to expand naturally. Success magnetizes people. As you transform your own life, others will want to know your secret. They'll ask what you're doing differently. This is your opportunity to lift others as you climb. But be careful here. Don't become a preacher of success. Simply be a living example. Let your results do the talking. When people ask, share your insights with humility. Remember, you're not better than others. You've just learned to use more of your natural capabilities. Your physical environment will start changing too. You'll find yourself naturally organizing your space to support your goals. Clutter will irritate you because it clouds your clarity. You'll create an environment that energizes rather than drains you. Notice how your relationship with time changes. You'll stop killing time because you understand its true value. Every minute becomes an investment. Even your rest becomes purposeful. Not lazy downtime, but strategic renewal of your energy. Your new reality demands higher standards. Things you once tolerated now become unacceptable. Not because you're becoming arrogant, but because you're honoring your potential. You'll expect more from yourself and naturally more from your environment. You'll develop a strange new relationship with problems. They'll stop being sources of stress and start becoming opportunities for growth. Each challenge will feel like a personal trainer pushing you to develop stronger success muscles. Money's role in your life will shift. Instead of focusing on having more money, you'll focus on becoming more valuable. Money follows value like a shadow follows form. As you increase your value to others, financial growth becomes a natural byproduct. Watch how your questions change. Instead of, why is this happening to me? You'll ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of, can I do this? You'll ask, how can I do this? These new questions create new neural pathways in your brain, leading to new solutions. Your definition of success will evolve. External achievements will matter less than internal growth. You'll find joy not just in reaching goals, but in who you become while pursuing them. Success becomes a way of operating, not a destination. Setbacks will affect you differently. Where they once discouraged you, they'll now fuel you. You'll understand that temporary defeat isn't permanent failure. It's simply feedback, showing you what needs adjustment in your approach. Your energy will change. You'll need less artificial stimulation because purpose energizes you naturally. You'll find yourself waking up early, eager to continue building your new reality. Your enthusiasm will become sustainable because it's coming from within. Relationships take on new meaning. You'll attract people who share your commitment to growth. Superficial connections will fall away naturally as you seek deeper, more meaningful relationships. You'll become a better friend, partner, and leader because you're a better you. Notice how your habits upgrade automatically. Activities that waste your potential will lose their appeal. You'll naturally gravitate toward choices that support your growth. This isn't discipline. It's alignment with your new reality. Your creativity will expand. As fear and limitation fall away, your natural innovative abilities emerge. You'll find yourself generating solutions easily, seeing connections others miss, spotting opportunities and challenges. The best part, you'll develop a quiet confidence. Not arrogance, but the calm certainty that comes from proving to yourself, day after day, that you can trust your expanded capabilities. This confidence becomes a foundation for even greater achievement. Your impact on others deepens. Children will notice how you handle challenges. Colleagues will be inspired by your example. Friends will seek your counsel, not because you're perfect, but because you're progressing. You'll learn to celebrate other successes genuinely. Their achievements won't diminish yours because you'll understand that success isn't a limited resource. When others win, it proves what's possible for everyone. The future stops being something that happens to you and becomes something you create. You'll plan with confidence because you've proven to yourself that you can transform plans into reality through consistent action. Most importantly, you'll understand that this new reality isn't a destination you reach once and stop. It's a continuing evolution. Each level of success reveals new possibilities, new challenges, new opportunities for growth. This is your new reality. Not a dream, not a fantasy, but the natural result of aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the laws of success. It's available to you right now, starting with your next thought, your next decision, your next action. The question isn't whether this new reality is possible. It's whether you're ready to step into it. Are you ready to release your old limitations? Are you prepared to operate at this higher level of awareness and achievement? The door is open. The time is now. Your new reality awaits.